You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. In yesterday's tip, I talked about some rest and recovery ideas and wanted to dig a little deeper specifically into the travel side of things today. Travel can be crazy and cause for some real nutty schedules with early morning flights, late evening client dinners, and everything in between. Like I've done with some of these other tips, this will probably be a bit more in the form of my thinking out loud, but the general theme that you'll probably notice about how I approach a lot of these things is that I try to be thoughtful and approach these different decisions, whether they be social media strategies or travel techniques, with real purpose and reasons why. So early in my career, I felt like I should be working at every possible moment. So I almost always had my laptop out on flights and would crank away. Now, in the last few years, though, I've definitely relaxed that idea and essentially have a plan for each flight depending on a variety of factors, from what critical work I might need to get done to how much sleep I've had and how I'm feeling in general. I've found that the best strategy is to be well ahead of travel from a work standpoint, meaning as much as possible, I want to avoid any last-minute things that I have to get done in flight. Because invariably, that's the flight where the Wi-Fi isn't working. So the more prepared I am in advance, the better I'm able to avoid those last-minute emergency types of situations. And travel is stressful enough already. There's no need to pile on that kind of anxiety and pressure. In yesterday's tip, I talked about just how nuts my travel schedule was this last week, and I basically passed out on each of those flights. After my 2:45 a.m. wake-up call on Thursday, my choice to fall asleep on the first leg home was almost a necessity. And that's actually become more of a default move for me. If I'm overtired, I'll try to get that little extra bit of sleep, or just relax and read a book or listen to some podcasts. I've learned over time to give myself permission to take it easy every now and then, because in the end, I'm more productive overall. That rest and relaxation allows me to be at 100% when I need to be, instead of just pushing through nonstop at what is probably just 50 to 60% efficiency because I'm not thinking clearly. It's not just on flights either. Life on the road wasn't meant to be spent exclusively in hotels and conference rooms. It's also okay to get out a little bit and explore the cities you're visiting. It's great to walk around a bit, check out some of the local hotspots, and enjoy yourself. Even better if you can do some of that with your clients or colleagues to further develop those relationships through those kinds of shared experiences. I'm sure I could go on. There are lots of other components to consider when you're on the road to maintain your sanity. Things like how much you're going to drink, how late you're willing to stay out, how to fit in some exercise and all that. But it's Easter, so go enjoy the day and your family. Just be intentional about your choices. Thanks for listening, and come back tomorrow for another sales tip.